You can't catch an angel. You can't catch a spirit. So as you go into Ezekiel, the first chapter, and it tells you that these chariots are controlled by angels, there ain't no angels crashing. First of all, that don't make sense because the pictures of them going in and out of the earth, how could you fly in the middle of the earth and fly out of the earth and crash? It don't make sense. These angelic vehicles are that, angelic vehicles, but controlled by the Spirit. So no, you cannot crash those vehicles. Okay, you can't stop them. Okay, yeah.
I got a cousin. He's a high-ranking. I always share this story. He's a high-ranking member of the Air Force.
Yeah.
Like he got kicked out by his parents, and he's been in the Air Force. Like he was like 17 or whatever. So now he's high-ranking. He told my cousin, it's the Nation of Islam. The Farrakhan mixes truth and lies. He tells that about the chairs being UFOs. But long story short, he told us that basically they actually got him to try to engage a UFO, like one of those fighter jets.
Right.
And the thing, he said it disintegrated the plane and just like took off and just disappeared. Like,
wow.
So he said they know that they're out there. They know that they can't stop them.
They can't stop them. That's why they say little green men. They crash. They got technology from them. Nah, ain't no green men out there. Now I'm not saying the angels can't make themselves green, but you're not catching no angels. It doesn't matter how they look. When's the last time you can bind an angel? You can capture an angel. Show me that in the Bible. You can never ever bind an angel. The only one that can bind an angel is the Spirit, the Most High.
So they're mightier in strength.
Yeah.
So they're mightier in strength than us.
Yeah. You don't even know when they're amongst you. It says you entertain angels and unawares. So how are you gonna know? How are you gonna capture them? That's Esau, man. That's the so-called white man. The knowledge of good and evil, they mix truth with lies, right? That way they can keep you confused.
It's to desensitize you too, and it's also, you know what it is. Esau is so good at it, at putting ourselves against ourselves.
Yeah.
Where now, it gets to the point where they're gonna try to have you fighting angels. That's what it gets to, because they think they're gonna be able to fight Yahweh Shai and the angels when they come. So what do they say? They put out movies like Independence Day, right? They put out Mars Attacks, and what is it? Little green big-headed men that they show that their weapons can kill, right? If we band together, join hand in hand, and we come together as America. For some reason, it's always America leading the charge. You notice that, right? Independence Day, War of the Worlds, it's always America. Everybody else comes behind America, right? And we band together as one big earth and fight the green men. But they want you to fight Yahweh Shai. That's what that is. That's all it is. But and I'm going to say this, they practice it now. They practice it now where they do a lot of different, that looks tasty. No, go ahead.
It's a nice beets with oranges and carrots. Give me a little cup.
Yeah, I want to touch that. I'm getting faint.
Go to Ezekiel. Go to Ezekiel, the first chapter, real quick.
I'm getting faint. No, but you got to see how they do it now, man. They turn us against each other now, and they do it through. I mean, and this is a little bit off the topic, but they do it with like R. Kelly, and they do it with all these different black celebrities. They do social media experience, man. They say, okay, how do we get the black man on our side? That's what Esau's doing. Like when you rip down R. Kelly, when you send all your little crying memes and you repost his little interview of him crying and doing all that, you're really, no, but you got to think about it. Right. When you feed into that and say, yeah, he's guilty and he didn't even have a trial or anything like that, I'm not advocating for R. Kelly. I'm not advocating for Bill Cosby or any of these dudes that did anything wrong. I'm just saying, how does a white man get you on his side?
That's right.
What are they hiding?
Huh?
What are they hiding besides that?
Well, it's not about what they hide. How do they get you on their side to rip down each other? Right. Well, they desensitize you. They put things out in the media, and they put a meme behind it. They turn an angel. When you read about, we're going to read in Ezekiel. When you read this, that's supposed to frighten you. Any man righteous that ran up on an angel or an angel ran up on him, his face was in that dust, showing respect. But you ain't gonna respect no little green man. You gonna want to try to shoot him. When you see those UFOs, you gonna try to do what?
Shoot.
I'm an alien hunter, right? You watching the little stupid reality shows. I'm alien hunting. No, but they got that. That's what Esau's on, right? Alien hunting. When you hunting angels? Come on.
I was gonna say also in reference to what you were saying about the movies, like the movie Avengers.
Yeah,
like they take that in conception with like speaking of what we're speaking in Exodus about the jewels that was on the breastplate. They kind of utilized the analogy of Thanos with the glove, with the jewels, gathering the jewels together, and then
the gauntlet.
Yeah, the gauntlet, exactly. And all the nations coming together. If you look at the characters, they're different nations. They're representations of different nations coming together to fight this alien force, which is led by Thanos to destroy them. So,
yeah. They gathered all the
right. That Thanos is supposed to be Yahweh Shai. Him coming back, and what's crazy is they kind of put that mind also of like he's doing it for the betterment. And when you look at the Most High, when you look at the scriptures, that's exactly what is going to happen. Half of humanity is going to be cut off.
it's true.
Billions of people. Remember, the Most High says there's a drop to a wave. So they take these things and put it into a movie, but they make him a bad guy. You know what I mean? But I got this class we're going to talk about when death is good, because it's going to show us though that a lot of times the reason the Most High destroys is for a good purpose. We just don't understand that yet.
I was gonna say also, what brother was saying, you have to look at the new movie that's coming out with the female with the blonde hair. I don't know what color she is, but
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. If you see it, they're putting the female as the leader. I haven't seen the previews of it yet, but you have to look at that. It signifies something else. Because I was looking at it and I said, man, they're hitting all the movies, you know?
Yeah. Feminine. They're coming with tranny superheroes now. They're doing all of that. It's all propaganda. It's all put in your head, put it in our kids' head, about themselves. And which one of you don't want your woman to be in power, right? And then when you're against that, what happens? You know what I mean? You're a chauvinistic pig, right? So, go to Ezekiel 1 verse 4.
Ezekiel.
Just on this, they're green people, or they're going to be captured, right? Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 4. And I beheld, and I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north.
Right, so this is Ezekiel, man. And this is what the Most High is showing him in a vision. And when he looks and seeing this whirlwind. Now, you're going to see that this is just a way of him describing these so-called UFOs. Because remember, UFO means unidentified. Right? That's the white man just saying, I don't know what this is. Right? But we know them as the chariots of the Most High. When Ezekiel seen it, he kind of also was like, it came out, it moved like a whirlwind. Okay, go ahead.
A great cloud.
Right, so if you see the comma there, he's describing how this thing looked. It looked like a whirlwind, but I thought it was a great cloud. Right? Which one is it? So he's giving it, saying it looked like a whirlwind coming out of the north, and it said a great cloud. Go ahead.
And a fire enfolding itself.
Right, and they did that perfectly with the Independence Day.
Oh,
when he came out of a fire, but out of the cloud.
Yeah.
But it had this like a whirlwind type of power around it. They did it perfectly. When I seen that, I was like, all praise to the Most High. You know what I mean? Because when you see it, you can imagine the power that's going to come from it. It was a whirlwind. It came like a great cloud and a fire enfolding within itself. Go ahead.
And a brightness was about it.
Go ahead.
And out of the midst thereof was the color of amber.
Right, so out of the midst thereof was the color of amber. We're going to see these color of amber. Go ahead.
And out of the midst of the fire.
So out of the midst of this chariot, remember this cloud. Out of the midst of the fire, go ahead.
Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures.
Right, so these creatures. Now, why is it called them creatures? Because, I mean, when you look at angels, what could they present themselves as?
Anything.
Anything.
Right.
They come as men. And a lot of these visions, they represent themselves as animals. Okay, so they can come as anything. Go ahead.
And this was their appearance.
Go ahead.
They had the likeness of a man.
So, just to show you that they were men. They were men. Go ahead.
And every one had 4 faces.
Go ahead.
Every one had 4 wings.
Yeah, but these angels, man, they not only have characteristics of these things, but it's just showing you that you can see angels can transfigure and change into anything. So I'm not saying they can't make themselves green. I'm not saying that, because they can. There's another one on YouTube, an astronaut. He said that they seen these angels and they were black. Yeah, he said, well, like black people, he said black. Like the blackest our shirts. Black. That's how dark these angels were. So imagine them that scary black. You know what I mean? Not our caramel chocolate. I'm talking about
Outer space black.
like out of space black.
Real black.
Right? So that's how those angels look. So these angels can transfigure and change into anything. Go ahead.
And their feet were straight feet.
Right?
And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot.
Right. So you see them, they can come in this form. Whether what they were wearing or whether they had feet like calves. You understand? They can do that. Go ahead.
And they sparkled like the color of varnished brass.
Right. So brass is what? Brown. So we know these angels were burnished brass, but they had a glow around them. Right? That's why every time you see the angels, they have the little aura around them. That's where that little circle comes around, because the light, the shining bright light off of them. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And they had the hands of a man under their wings.
Right. That's why when you see representation of angels, they're men, but they have wings. So you see that these are men. These angelic beings are men. They can transform into anything. Go ahead.
On their 4 sides.
Go ahead.
And they 4 had their faces and their wings.
Right.
And their wings were joined one to another.
Now, this chapter's tricky because it's talking about the angels and it's going to jump back to the chariots. Okay, because remember, it said here in verse 4, it was talking about the actual vehicles that they were in. Then it says, what came out of them was these 4 living creatures. Y'all get this? So these are angels, and this is the vehicle of the angels. Go ahead.
And they turned not when they went.
Right.
They went every one straight forward.
Right. So these angels with the chariots, they didn't turn around. They didn't make U-turns. They moved. Now when you see these UFOs, how do they move? They're not like
right.
No, they moving. They're defying gravity. They can right. Any image you see, and that's why I said when they talk about there's no what's the thing circling in outer space that takes pictures?
Satellites.
Yeah, when they say there's no satellites, and I'm like, if there's no satellites, and all the images of the chariots are not wrong. So I believe there is satellites in our atmosphere. Look at the pictures they got of these UFOs. many of them flying in and out of the earth. You know, I mean, doing maneuvers, right, over, against you, the Air Force. Yeah.
I was in the world, me and my good friend.
Yeah, talk a little louder.
I was in
it's
the
not
world,
a secret.
me and my good friend saw, we saw a UFO. And it was like how you said it was doing, like, it gave me chills when you said that, because it was moved from star to star.
Yeah.
It was going straight. It wasn't like turning around and all this other stuff, swiggling, swaggling. It was moving straight. And I was like, oh, it's a shooting star. He was like, no, it's not.
And then it dropped.
Then it started coming down to earth.
Right.
He ran in the house and called his stepdad.
Yeah.
And stepdad came outside, we saw it come down, and it started descending back up. So the point we couldn't see it.
Yeah, because there's no such thing as shooting stars. Those are chariots, especially the ones moving like that. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And as for the likeness of their faces,
right,
they four had the face of a man.
Go ahead.
And the face of a lion.
Right.
On the right side.
Read.
And they four had the face of an ox on the left side.
Go ahead.
And they four also had the face of an eagle.
Go ahead.
Thus were their faces.
Right.
And their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings for every one were joined one to another.
Right.
And 2 covered their bodies.
Right. So talking about these angels, go ahead.
And they went, every one straight forward, whither the Spirit was to go.
Right. So now it's jumping, it's going to go back into the UFOs or the chariots. When they go forward, when the Spirit moves, these chariots move. So no, there's no Will Smith taking the controls, and they got the same controls they got in a Tesla vehicle. It's controlled by the Spirit. When the angel moved, the chariot moved. Y'all get this? Go ahead.
They went, and they turned not when they went.
Go ahead.
As for the likeness of the living creature.
See, you see how he's jumping? He's jumping from the living creature to the chariots. Okay, go ahead.
Their appearance was like burning coals of fire.
Go ahead.
And the likeness, and like the appearance of excuse me.
Somebody else pick up and read, please.
Come.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps.
Go ahead.
It went up and down among the living creatures.
Right.
And the fire was bright.
Read.
And out of the fire went forth lightning. Verse 14. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning.
So how you stopping that? Who you catching? Who you catching? How could you catch an angel when he moves like lightning? You see this? They're not catching. They're not crashing. You can't shoot them. You can't kill them. You understand that? Go ahead.
God. Verse 15.
Right, now, hold that. Go to Joel. Let me show you. Joel 2. Go to Joel 2. Just about these angels. Verse 3. Now, this is talking about, read from 2 and 1 on down. Yeah, 2 and 1 on down. Because let's get in context what this chapter is talking about. Okay, because this is going to go right back into the angels. Go ahead.
Somebody else need to get it, I just lost it.
Joel chapter 2 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
Go ahead.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Read.
For the day of the Lord cometh.
The what?
The day of the Lord.
So this topic is going to go into is the day of the Lord. That's future tense. It hasn't happened. Christ coming back, this is what it's talking about. Go ahead.
For it is nigh at hand.
Right.
A day of darkness.
Right. A day of what?
Of darkness.
Why is it going to be darkened? Because the sky is going to be filled with 200,000, thousands and thousands of angels. So it's going to cover the skies. That's why it says everybody's heart shall, man's heart shall melt. he shall be weak. Because when you see those chariots, the whole earth is going to drop to their knees. Earth with an F is going to drop to everybody on the earth is going to drop to their knees. You understand that? Earth. Let me correct my broken English. Go ahead.
And of gloominess.
And of what?
Gloominess.
Go ahead.
A day of clouds.
Go ahead. A day of what?
A day of clouds.
No, you're not going to see the clouds. These are the chariots of the Most High. Go ahead.
And of thick darkness.
Read.
As the morning spreads.
What does that remind you of? Mount Sinai. He said there was a darkness and clouds over Mount Sinai to where no man can touch, thundering. Why? Because when these chariots come, it's a fearful thing. It's not going to be like pretty pink UFOs. It's to torment you. It's to make you cry. It's to make you mourn. It's to make you scream out and cry to the Most High and admit all your sins and fall on your knees. Go ahead.
As the morning spread upon the mountains.
Go ahead.
A great people and a strong.
So these people it's talking about the angels. Go ahead.
There had not been ever the like. Neither shall be any more after it.
Right, because the Most High hasn't unleashed the angels on this earth yet. Not to this validity of what the destruction's they're going to do. Go ahead.
Even to the years of many generations.
Go ahead.
A fire devoured before them.
Hey, what?
Fire devoured before them.
And that's why, man, every movie takes this straight from the Bible. You look at the thermal fire that happens in Terminator. What happens? That fire is coming before them. Right? Go ahead.
And behind them a flame burneth.
Right, read.
The land is the Garden of Eden before them.
Yeah, everything's beautiful before them. But as these chariots come through, go ahead.
And behind them a desolate wilderness.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And nothing shall escape them.
What?
Nothing shall escape them.
But I thought you could shoot them. You can stab them. You can hit them with laser beams.
Nothing shall escape them.
It was, what was the president that started the Star Wars program? Reagan.
Oh, it was Reagan? Oh.
It was Reagan. He started the Star Wars program. It was at the 80s?
Super Troopers.
And the program was set up to fight aliens and UFOs and little green people. Right? Or what they told us, yeah.
Trump just reenacted it.
He reenacted it. Right, because they know what's going on. But what they're doing what's crazy is they're trying to demolecularize.
Desensitize.
No, they're trying to break down your molecular structure. They know that these are spirits, so they're trying to create these beams to break down atoms and elements.
Yep.
That's the only way they can kill. That's the only way they think they can kill the angel. Yeah.
Get CERN from.
Yeah, that's where you get CERN from. They're trying to use lasers to break down the angel's molecular structure.
Can't do that.
They're gonna try. And I'm glad they're trying. Because think about it, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a movie in real life. It's gonna be. Granted, we're all gonna be crying and begging the Most High to pick us up from the chariots, but you got to think about this is going to be something. The day of the Lord is darkness and not happiness. Yeah, what?
They got video footage on YouTube of a satellite from NASA. I think I sent it to y'all. Of NASA trying to shoot up plasma beams above the Earth's atmosphere because there's a bunch of chariots just above the Earth's atmosphere. And they keep shooting them up, trying to hit them.
They can't touch them. And if they did hit them, we ain't going to do nothing to them. But the chariots, the angels be playing with them.
Yeah.
So ain't no angels crashing. ain't no angels falling into the ground. You pick them up and you can dissect them and cut open their little angel gizzards. That ain't happening. That's madness. That's stupidity.
Dissecting spirits.
Yeah, you can't just dissect the spirit, man. Go ahead.
The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses.
Right.
And as horsemen.
Right.
So shall they run.
As horsemen shall they run. But how do we know these are angels? Because how they're going to run. Go ahead.
Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap.
They shall what?
They shall leap.
Man, these angelic beings, man, they're going to be moving so fast. You understand? It said they move like lightning. To kill half, I'll put it like this. America is going to be destroyed in 60 minutes. How many people in America is going to die in 60 minutes?
Billions.
Billions. Those angels are going to be moving, killing thousands and thousands. They're going to be coming through, moving. When it said they move like lightning, you got to think about how many they're going to be killing. You think a gun? You think their little lasers or beams or whatever they're trying to create is going to stop them? No.
They're anxious.
So back to the question: did they fall? Did he cut them open? Are they green people? I'm gonna say it again. The angels can come green, black, blue, yellow. When we see them in the scriptures, they were amber, they were brown, right? And they had an aura around them. When they came and presented themselves, they were Israelites all the time. John the Revelator, when he spoke to the angel said, "I'm your brother. Get up off of your knees. I'm just like you." So, yeah, these angels are going to come fierce. And I keep saying it, think about how tall they're going to be. For Christ to stump the nations like the wine press, how big are these angels going to be? Y'all see this? Go ahead.
Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble.
Are y'all listening? The angels, it said in Ezekiel, they move like lightning. Then it says there's the noise of a... Imagine that. They moving that fast. You think you're gonna be like, boy, get the gun. You're reaching and your spine, like the predator, is probably gonna be outside of you. Right? You remember the predator? They pull your whole neck and your spine out of your body. You trying to fight angels, man? You got to be insane. And then how about if they do come as different fierce creatures? See, that's what we don't think about. How about if they come as black men, but transforming into other creatures, just to damn torment you? You got to think about, man, the day of the Lord is dreadful. So they're not going to be just coming in all white robes and taking one slash at you, and you know what I mean? What is going to make this day fearful, dreadful, to where it says your heart, basically you're going to have heart attacks, right? What? Yeah, go ahead and jump there.
Go to Revelations 21 and verse.
Hold the Joel so we can finish that.
Revelations 21:17. 21 and verse 17. So this was going into the measurement of the New Jerusalem that came down from heaven, right? So go ahead, read that.
Revelations chapter 21, verse 17.
Go ahead.
And he measured the wall thereof, 144 cubits.
Go ahead.
According to the measure of a man.
Read.
That is of the angel.
Now, when you do 144 cubits and convert that into feet, that's about 214 feet. So read it again. Think about how big the angels are.
And he measures the wall.
That's wild. Like he said, if Christ's coming to stomp out nations.
Yeah.
If he's coming to stomp out entire nations.
But you know what? You hit it right on point. That shows an angel can be any size.
Yep.
Because they came to Abraham, they weren't 200 feet. They were, the same height as we were back then. But you got to think about it. 200 feet, brother.
Yeah.
If it's not going to be like Egypt, it's going to be greater than Egypt. What is going to make this day more great? By just 5-foot angels coming in with white robes and horses?
The butt naked ones with
butt naked little white babies with bow and arrows?
They're going to shoot you and you're going to fall in love.
Nah. These angels coming back, man, fierce. Jump back, that's on point, huh? That is on point. Revelations, go back to Joel.
Joel chapter 2, verse 5, last precept. As a strong people set in battle array.
Go ahead.
6. Before their face, the people shall be pain, much pain.
Right, before their face, read what you see. Read what you see. Look away, then look back at it, read what you see. Alright? It says, the faces shall be much pained. Y'all get this? The faces of the people is going to be much pained. Man, so how are angels going to fall before man? We're going to go on and show you that you can't kill these angels. You can't dissect them. Go ahead.
All faces shall gather blackness.
All faces shall gather blackness. That's us. That's everybody else. You gonna gather black. You gonna be passing out when you see these angels in their fistness. You gonna pass out and die like we did in Egypt. You understand that? Go ahead.
They shall run like mighty men.
They shall what?
Run like mighty men.
These angels are going to do what?
Run like mighty men.
Read.
Let me say something real quick on that. Because when you read about David, when you read about Jonathan, when you read about Saul, when Jonathan and Saul, they were considered mighty men. And when David was given like a little speech after they died, he said they were quick of foot, like deer.
Yeah.
He said Jonathan ran like a deer.
Yeah.
You ain't catching that.
Yeah, you remember back in the days when they showed Gad, he's running, the Gadites, he'd be running next to a horse.
That's right.
Bro, the angels are going to run like lightning. So this is man, it's going to be a fearful day. That's why when we think about this day, it says, woe to you that desire the day of the Lord. What day shall it be for you? We always praise, I can't wait to see Jesus. Because you think white Jesus is coming. Matthew McConaughey with long hair, blonde hair, just did his tips. You know what I mean? He's gonna you think he's coming in, and he's gonna be handsome. And welcoming. You gotta imagine the fierceness and the anger that's gonna be on Yahweh's face and the angel's face. Yeah.
Miss Keta said, so what do they have in Area 51?
What do they have in Area 51? They probably got over there their sex dolls.
That's where they make the sex robots? That's where they develop them?
I don't know what they got over there at Area 51, but I know they ain't got no angels. I don't care what the hell they got. They ain't got no angels. They ain't got no chariots. Watch, read on.
They shall climb the wall like men of war.
Yeah, they climb the wall. Imagine the angels climbing these buildings like the Hulk. Climbing these buildings and crawling in houses and slaying 1,000 people in a building. Just boom, 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 boom.
And it said men of war. It didn't say he was to give you a hug. Men of war, man. Scary.
Go ahead.
And they shall march every one on his way. And they shall not break their race.
It ain't gonna be no disorder. So if brothers thinking this was gonna be Israelites, no. First of all, Israel is out of order, and they're gonna be out of order all the way till Christ come back. Then Christ is gonna lay and do his thing first. Okay, this is the angels doing their thing. There's going to be order amongst it. They ain't arguing what rank, what school, what color. They ain't arguing about that.
Well, I can't be in the front.
Right.
In the back.
Bro, like back. Who made you? And Well, the angels are going to come down, lay down the vengeance of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Neither shall one thrust another.
Right. They're not going to be turning their back on each other and be like, oh, this the time I'm going to get this nigga.
Friendly fire.
It ain't going to be none of that. It's going to be order. Go ahead.
They shall walk every one in his path.
Right.
And when they fall upon the sword,
go ahead,
they shall not be wounded.
You see that?
Come.
So how do you know they're angels? Because when they fall upon the sword, they're not going to be wounded. So how are you cutting them open? How they cutting them open in, well, area 54 and area 56 and area this and area that? They got the chariots here. How are you doing that when they fall upon the sword and not be wounded? They're not going to catch no angelic beings. Go ahead.
They shall run to and fro in the city.
They
shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the horses.
Go ahead.
They shall enter in at the window like a thief.
Read.
The earth shall shake before them.
The what?
The earth shall shake before them.
There's going to be so much death. This power that with the angels come with, the earth is going to shake on how much bloodshed Yahweh Shai is going to bring. So, I don't believe Esau. I don't believe them. They trying to get me discouraged and thinking they going to catch a chariot. How come you can't shoot them down then? How come you never can catch them?
Why you got the same one from
1950? First of all, if you look at all the information they gave, right. How come
you got the same one from the 50s?
Yeah, you got the same one from the 50. But every other identifying of these UFOs, they don't move according to our matter. They don't move according to what you would consider the matter of humanity, right? How could you catch them? You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous, man. It's like you're not making sense. 1 minute here you got them, and the next minute here you can't touch them. All the pilots are bearing witness. You can't chase them. That they're moving faster than their planes and not even breaking the sound barrier. Yeah.
I would say it's just like to your notice, the information that they're giving is just like the measurement from the Earth to the Sun or the Earth to the
right.
Like they
don't know.
So
it's a hypothesis.
Exactly, but it's the same like that same mindset of let's just tell them what we want them to believe, and then maybe they'll believe it. He's a liar.
Right, read on.
The earth shall quake before them.
The what?
The earth shall quake before them.
Yeah, the earth shall quake before them. So, just showing you, man, that the Most High, these angels cannot be touched. Real quick, and then I'll let you jump over. What is that? Man, that's basic.
Oh.
John 8:44.
Yeah.
John 8:44. Go there real quick. Yeah. So who did they got in area 56? They got butt naked dolls. Dolls that they go ahead, read that.
John chapter 8, verse 44.
Let's talk about this guy and what he always talks about and how he lies so much. Go ahead.
Ye are of your father the devil.
This is talking about this spirit and this being and this demon, the so-called white man. The father, he has the spirit of Satan in him. Y'all understand that?
God.
Why? Go and look at his track record. There's nothing that has to be like, you don't got to oversell it. We don't have to oversell it. He's been a demon since his birth. Go ahead.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
Right.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
Right, like Cain. Go ahead.
And abode not in the truth.
So, when you talk about who they got over there in area 56, 47, or whatever it is, he said he abode not in truth. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Go ahead. Go ahead. Where you at?
It's Job chapter 6, verse 28. It goes perfectly with the scripture you just pulled, actually. Because there's something about the white man that we all know. We all know the white man's a lie, right? But there's one thing that we always got to remember. Whenever the white man comes, whenever Esau comes out with anything, there's always one thing that we got to remember about him. Read that, Job chapter 6, verse 28. And if another brother can give me Job chapter 15 and verse 6.
Job chapter 6, verse 8.
Verse 28.
Salah. Verse 28. Now therefore be content. Look up on me.
Listen, we got to be content with Esau. We know Esau's characteristics. We know how he thinks. We know how he acts. So when we look on Esau, read.
For it is evident unto you if I lie.
We know he's a liar. We know. Just by looking at him when he comes out and he's coming out with his, oh, we just figured this out, we know you're lying. Plain and simple. If you've been to the moon, how come you haven't been back to the moon since? You haven't been there since. You caught one UFO. How come you haven't caught another one since?
Right.
How come that's it? How come you're not showing off? If you've had an astronaut in space for multiple months, how come
we never went back?
Yeah, how come we never went back? But you know, we look on you. We know that you're a liar. So now when you're talking, come on, man. Think about how many people now watch Fox News and CNN, and they're just like, oh yeah, I know it's BS. I just watch it just to see through their lies.
Propaganda.
Yeah, it's propaganda. But jump to Job chapter 15, verse 6.
Job chapter 15, verse 6. Thine own mouth commanded thee.
Condemn
thee.
Yeah, Esau's own mouth condemns him every time. Like Abadiah was saying, like, how do you really know the miles that it takes to get to the sun? The sun is so far away. If the sun is as far away as you claim, how can you measure that? It's certain things that that Esau comes out with that I still question. Like, how can you measure the speed of sound? And how come you're not teaching us that in school? It's so many things that he comes out with that, you know, it's like the scripture says, if you can go to the bottom of the ocean, if you can actually go to the bottom of the ocean, the Most High said that he will forget his promise that he has with Jacob. So if you can't go to the bottom of the ocean, how can you go to the moon? How can you measure the miles from the sun?
Right. That's why I said.
Go ahead.
But that's why it says, hardly do we guess right upon the things that are on earth.
Right.
We don't know.
I want to just finish this just right in 8:44. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. The devil's a lie.
Dirty dog.
The devil's a lie. Yes, man.
He mixes the truth that it was lies because he tells you what his hypothesis. It's an educated guess.
Yeah.
He's telling you he's guessing right now.
Oh, I told my son that. I said, well, what's the hypothesis? He said, it's an educated guess. I said, okay, they're guessing.
Yeah, so who's educated?
He was like, right! I was like, yeah, they're making it up, bro.
Because whose education is it? It's their own education that they're formulating a guess off of. I mean, as simple as that.
Done. Yeah, finish that?
Con. Thine own mouth condemn thee, and not I.
Yeah, because they come out with stuff, and then you'll have their own people on YouTube, their own space astronauts coming out on YouTube saying, hey, we can't go past the Van Helens belt. So they'll come out with one thing, and then they'll have their own people come out with another thing. So now they get entangled in their lie. Go ahead.
Yea, thine own lips testify against thee.
Every time they talk, their own lips, the way they are, their actions, their previous actions, it shows. So now they can't be trusted. That's why the whole world calls America now the great Satan, the great deceiver, or the great devil.
Yeah. All right, y'all got that right? Ain't nobody catching no chariots, man. Go from there. One more. Go to Ecclesiastes 39:28.
Come. Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 28.
Go ahead.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Listen, these spirits, these angels are created for vengeance. You're not stopping these angels. You're not stopping these chariots. You understand that?
Come on.
First of all, the angels are here now.
Come on.
There's spirits right now among you.
That's right.
You can touch it? You can feel it? Nah. You can feel when those demons are among you? Yeah, you can. Hell yeah. Bro, you feel when those demons are around you. It's like a thickness. It's like a heavy weight. It's called anxiety, pain, hurt, mental illness. It's like you feel like a weight on you. Those are demons. But could you get them off you? Huh?
Come on.
Some of you can't. Some of us can.
Monkey on your back.
Yeah, some of you can, some of you can't. Right? So you see how certain of these things, but could you physically get them off of you? Like, could you lift them off of you? You can't. Why? The only way to battle is in the spirit. You got to have the spirit of the Most High and the angels around you to battle for you. Like it says in Psalms 91. You're not getting no angel off of you. You're not getting demons away from you. The way you get demons away from you is standing on the side of the Most High, and what he does, he sends the angels to fight those demons away from you. You understand that? This is all in the spiritual realm, the unseen. So what are they? How? What is it? How could you get an angel and bind him and control him? You can't. What?
So everything's spiritual.
Yo, everything's spiritual. All the things in the unseen, everything right now is happening, and we don't even see it.
That's right.
So what the heck are they talking about? You can't capture an angel. Go ahead.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force.
Go ahead.
And appease the wrath of him that made them.
Go ahead.
Fire and hell and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of the wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth, which need is.
Y'all listening that you cannot stop these angelic beings. When's the last time you stopped the earthquake or famine or pestilence? When's the last time?
Never.
So, and they work in these things. Who's stirring up that tornado? How many times they took pictures and they were like, there's a face inside of it? It was the angel. It was an angel stirring this tornado up, fire up. It's like, yeah, it's like the fire. It was jumping from house to house. It was. Because there was an angel in the midst of the fire jumping from house to house. That's how the Most High works. You can't stop that. Y'all understand this? Okay, so just to put things in perspective, you're dealing with a higher echelon. You can't mess with the Most High, man. You can't beat him. You can't pull him out of his car and lock him up. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to say, they showed on the news those tornadoes that hit in Alabama.
Yeah.
They had this family Judah. Their whole house was tore up except for the section that they was hiding in.
I seen that too. As the section that they was hiding in. Yeah, I seen that too. But there's been many instances like that, man, where it'd be all these houses in the neighborhood, and it'd be one house that didn't get touched because the spirit was with that for whatever reason. We don't know. Most I was like, okay, don't touch them yet. Y'all see that? So the thing is that you can't. Go ahead. What you got?
No, Tasha Pod just hit me up.
What?
He said, I believe that Area 54 or 51 is really Area 51. It's an underground city that the elite of Esau will run to and try to hide from Christ and the angels.
Yeah.
And he hit me with Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after that will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. Because they do have their underground bunkers. They do have their underground cities. They got them in Colorado and different places. I'm sure they got little holes in the mountains.
They built $1 million bunkers here in Texas.
$1 million bunkers. Yeah. It says, for my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sins double, because they have defiled my land, and they have filled my inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things.
Yep.
That's right on point. Most High is gonna, because you know they're gonna try to run. They're gonna try to run to the cliffs of the rocks. They're gonna try to bury themselves. What did the Most High say? He's gonna let them cliffs fall on them. But the angels are gonna hunt them out. You can't run, man. They said they're gonna be climbing walls like mighty men. It don't matter what bunker you in.
Yep.
They're gonna dig you out.
Y'all got that?